Time now for consumer news. We have a warning tonight from the province about choosing the right movers.
There are tons of horror stories out there of people getting ripped off by shady moving companies. Sean O'Shea here now with some valuable and timely tips in tonight's edition of Consumer SOS. Good evening, Sean.
Good evening, Ann. This is one of the busiest times of year for moving, especially when you factor in all the kids headed off to college or university. So it's important to keep a few key things in mind when choosing a mover.
It's a job few of us would like to do ourselves, but how's a consumer to know how to hire a mover without getting burned?
The cheapest movers aren't necessarily the best deal. Do some comparative shopping. Let's make sure you get an estimate. 3 estimates would be very good.
Ontario's consumer minister gave some pointers as workers move the contents of this Toronto home. Unlike many movers which do a simple phone quote, the company here came in advance to do a proper estimate.
Oh, I think probably the salesman from this company spent a half a day in this house counting things up, making sure that they had all the right bits and pieces to move.
You can't judge a moving company by its name or its size for that matter. If you're shopping for a mover, focus on reputation because in reality, problems with movers are quite common.
That happens every day. You have to be careful about it. And the question is at the front end, not that you can ask the mover this, are you going to scam me?
At least one moving company has come up with a consumer bill of rights.
As we develop this consumer bill of rights as an education piece so that the consumer can learn how to protect themselves. What are the types of things that they should be looking for when selecting a mover so that they can protect themselves against being defrauded?
The Bill of Rights includes getting a written estimate outlining the cost of the move and assurance the company will adhere to the estimate. 2 men in a truck also promised trained and bonded movers who carry insurance. In general, extra insurance is a good idea.
It's worth buying. You are at risk. It's everything you own.
As for problems,
what we know is that when you do the research and looking into finding a good mover, and that's really the best advice that I can offer, is that finding a good mover is the key to having a good experience.
Now, consumers are sometimes to blame for bad experiences because some of us focus too much on low price, not enough on the other details. And one of the most common rip-offs happens when a moving company upcharges someone after they've loaded up your goods, and they're not giving it back till you agree to pay up. So the rules are, do the research on the company, get an in-person estimate if at all possible, get the deal in writing, remember cheaper isn't always better, and ask plenty of questions.